Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet
Hello,
you.
Manny.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Well,
you.
no, thank you for chatting with me a few minutes about Kung Fu Games. It's interesting because it's such a in-your-face movie right from the get-go. It's so exciting. It really puts you in the mood and just what we're going to experience the rest of the film. Mark, to start with you. Tell me a little bit about the film and what we can expect.
Well, for Kung Fu Games, you're getting actors doing their own action. It's literally, it's two jobs in one. There's a lot of discipline that takes to do that. For Kung Fu Games, it's a very tense movie that I think the martial arts fans and the world are going to love because it's got that tension, that dramaticness. It's got pretty much everything going on. It's got all aspects of martial arts in there, and it's basically about survival of the fittest.
Yeah, and I love that because we experience so many different kind of environments of martial arts that we're used to seeing through the decades. I mean,
Yeah.
forests, we see subways, we see tea houses, and so much more. And it's fun because like as you're watching the action, it also reminds you kind of your favorite movies from the past, what you've seen.
It's a good homage to the old school kung fu movies. Yeah, for sure, my friend.
Yeah, because Caitlin, tell me a little bit about that experience and being able to work in a movie where you have so many different environments that you can work your craft.
For sure. So, being a martial artist my whole life since I was 6 years old, I think Mark could attest to this. We've competed, we've learned different styles throughout the industry and the different, jobs that we have been on throughout. But Kung Fu Games is really unique because you have all these actors who are also martial artists who are able to perform their own stunts. So, like he said, you're not seeing a lot of cuts. We're seeing a lot more longer takes because now instead of having to hide the actor to the double, we could just stay on the action. So, and then we could roll right into lines and you could continue and kind of stay captured because you're not having all those jumps, right? So for us, it was a really cool experience because I think for all of us, as much as we love the martial art, we want to be able to do our own stunts and kind of portray both the actor, actress, and the double as one. So we just had a ton of fun. We had an amazing cast and crew. Shannon McIntosh bringing us all together, Dan Gross and Tiger Style Media, Paramount, and just kind of forming, I think, something that the world has been missing for quite some time now without having these martial arts films like we used to back in the day. So for me, it was an incredible experience. I am so excited for people to see what we created.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about it is I'm not sure how many studios really take into account how much audiences like me, like my family and friends, we really do notice when it's a longer cut. Really do notice when the camera doesn't cut because you can only do a punch with the face and then you have to turn where you do a certain move and then go back to a punch maybe or a landing. We take into account and it means a lot to us to see that kind of care that's being put into a martial arts film or just action sequences in general. Mark, tell me what do you guys do to prepare for that? Because I mean, it's a very intricate dance that you guys are doing.
For sure. Yeah. Well, with Kung Fu Games, we had Sarah Chang and Eddie C. We put together the action for the film in probably it was 2 weeks, wasn't it, Caitlin? And I think we had in the sense for all the action sequences. So it takes a massive amount of effort, time, focus, because like Caitlin said before, you're focusing on your performance, but you're also focusing on delivering the best action sequences that you can give. And what Kung Fu Games gives, in my opinion, is a lot of heart because, you've got kind of like performers giving it both sides, which takes a lot of effort and a lot of hard work and mental preparation and focus. And, both Caitlin and myself love obviously what we do, and we want the fans to love the movie. So, and they're all going to love it. I think we've delivered something very special here, and it is an homage to the old school martial arts movies that Tiger Style media has brought back and put it into present day, which Kung Fu Games has a very unique twist to it. And yeah, I actually love the project. You know, I'm very proud.
Yeah, it's a really great movie, kind of introduction almost to other movies that a gateway movie that you can point people in the right directions, because it does have that kind of modern, kind of almost like Squid Game type thing that everybody's into. But now you
For
add
sure.
these amazing action sequences, and then you can spread the web of, oh yeah, then if you like that scene, then you probably watch this movie. You're probably gonna love this movie, and you never know. It opens a door, I think, for more martial arts movies, more.
For sure, and it's got that nice, unique kind of two sides to the coin as well. You've got the very tense thing that's going on with the game, but then you've got the opposite contrast to the actual mentor of the game, in a sense. So that just gives it a very unique storyline, which, yeah, tension is great.
Yeah, so much fun. Now, with you guys doing the acting roles and also taking care of all of the action sequences, what are some of the keys to making sure that you're staying safe, that you're able to do the job per se? Because it's a very difficult situation where if you get hurt, you could stall production or something like that. What do you do to make sure that to stay safe? We'll start with you, Caitlin, but I do want to answer for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, staying safe is always the name of the game, right? So I think what kind of has helped Mark and I, and even some of these, other casts that were in the film, is that me per se and Mark, I know we come from doing stunts as well. So we are kind of used to that high stress, high level action of delivery and having to always stay safe at the same time. Practice, like Mark said, we had maybe a week or two in between acting rehearsals and everything else. So our schedules were pretty jam packed, but preparation is the key for safety. The more that we kind of, like you said, an intricate dance, that's exactly what it is, because not only is it us with the other stunt people, but it's also camera, right? Like, as much as we can have an awesome fight, if camera isn't catching it, that does nothing for the audience, right? So between the three, or maybe multiple people you'll see in some of the scenes when we get down to Brick Alley, I mean, there are people everywhere, and it was chaos on the day. Like, Mark and I are fighting through just people, and there's weapons, and there's feet, and there's arms, and it's just like, oh my gosh. Now, is every day a perfect day? No. Do you leave with some bruises? Yes. But I mean, that's the fun in it. That's what we love and enjoy. So I think as long as everyone comes and, like they did on Kung Fu Games, with their A game, just prep, just ready, that definitely helped it collectively come together and for us to have a safe set.
For you, Mark?
Yeah, well, safety is paramount always. Yeah, and literally for me, I've worked as a coordinator in the sense of putting fights together. I've worked as a performer in front of the camera, so I know both sides. And for me, it's all about everybody kind of gelling together. It takes two to tango when it comes to a fight sequence, or it might take 1 to 50 in the sense to tango. So it literally is good understanding between everybody within the action sequence, and all the way down to correct warm-up, simple things that you do as a martial artist, you do as a stunt performer, you do as an actor with your voice. It's all about preparation and preparing yourself to go in to give it your best on screen performance. And with Kung Fu Games, I think everyone literally super delivered, and it's great. I feel we bring in the old school back, with Tiger Style Media, and it's such a great honor to be in this film, and I thank everybody from the bottom of the heart.
Mhm.
Now, I'm just a Tiger Kung Fu Games is September 10th, if I'm not mistaken. It is the grand finale. I call it the grand finale of the films. And don't tell any of the other films this, but Kung Fu Games is my favorite of the ones I watch, of the ones I'll get to
Oh, well,
watch.
thank you.
It's so much fun. Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much for your time, Caitlin and Mark. I really appreciate getting to spend a few minutes with you and talk about the film, talk about your craft. It's what I love to do. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Of course.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much for the support, and we hope everyone loves it as much as you.